Hey guys, so I just found our little yard goat. Got this for the yard a couple years ago, so I like him. Anyways, I'm out here in our little staging area known as the backyard. I've put some serious hours into the prototype. I spent about 4 days on this now. Okay, so this is our baby. It's been a little frustrating. Stuff that has been glued is broken. This glue really works well to hold stuff together, but it's very, very brittle, so as soon as anything bends, that glue will just break. So I've had to re-glue that a couple of times. The other unfortunate thing I found out is the mosquitoes are god-awful after, say, 4 o'clock. But the basic idea is there. The only thing, there's a couple things I still have to figure out. One of them is I want to put like a little ridge that goes here. These are just sort of, I had this split deerskin leather that's super thin and super, you can't really do much with it. So I just glued some of it over cardboard just to get the sense of the solid space. This is the slide out. I really like the slide out for folding the triangles down. I know once they're not cardboard, they'll be less sort of floppy, even in the best of circumstances. I've tried to reinforce them, but even in the best of circumstances, you fold them down and they just flop all over the place. But now with this, they can fold down and sort of lie on top of this because they go pretty far. They extend out pretty far when they fold up. So I figured, you know, whatever. I've basically just been pulling, oh man, mosquitoes are still bad. I've basically been pulling all the cardboard out of scrap bins. Some people a couple blocks away are doing some like housework, so I got some very, very, very old boards that they pulled off their fence that actually worked really well here to just hold this insulation panel where I wanted it to be. Yeah, the rest of it's basically just wood glue and cardboard. I'm trying a new thing where to minimize, because I don't have this whole project, I've never had screws of the right length. So the shortest screw I have is like 1 inch long, so it always sticks out of the bottom, which can be a little annoying. So my new idea that I've started to do is basically to glue cardboard onto it, like this is glued, screw it down just until the glue dries, and then take the screws out. So that's how I did all this, because if I didn't, there would be little screws sticking out everywhere. This is actually about 6 inches longer. This was about 2 foot 10 or something. This whole container, not including the front part, so from here to here is 4 feet. I measured it again. This is probably right bang on the right size I want it. That's about 4 inches, maybe a little more. Technically, you know, I could make this a little shorter if I wanted to, because it's tall enough for me at 4 feet, but there's no point in doing that. I might, you know, look at it in later stages, but, you know, I would lose some storage, I'd lose some shelving. I kind of don't want to get into that right now. But that's about what we're looking at space-wise, and that's about 6.5 feet. The one thing I haven't found yet, because I am running short of materials, is the piece that's going to go along here, that's going to fold down this way and kind of be a bed. Yeah, there's going to be like a board that runs from here all the way across to there, and it's going to have that camping pad on it, and you'll be able to fold that down like this. And that was the point of cutting these little notches in here. When I cut this board down, there's a little notch right there, and that will hold it right there. So this entire inside space is about 1 10 inches, I think. Yeah, so that's sort of what it looks like right now. These are the little over pieces. This one is the side with the door, and what I did was, this was kind of smart and kind of stupid, but I cut it so I had a little strip that would wrap around, so when I tack it in with a screw, I just have to tack it in right there and it'll hold it in. They both work pretty well, actually surprisingly well. I was really not expecting this to work at all. So that's good. The other thing I started to do, and this was a great project till I ran out of wood, was I started to just sketch out what the little deck might look like. So, hold on. There we go. But yeah, it fits in the entrance. It's gonna slide under like that. Like I said, it's just a touch too wide. As you might be able to tell, this piece of wood right here is actually this top beam on the old original one that I built on the trailer. Hence the little hole, because that's where one of these divots set in there. I'm kind of glad actually that it has the hole, because I can hook in there and pull it out. And also it's going to hang from the bottom here, so it's going to slide out from, like right now, because it's not tight in there, it just sits on the ground, but it's going to hang right about there. So it'll slide out full, and then I was going to put two little feet that would fold down, and then I was going to have another one that folds out like that. I still have to put the doors on, but the doors right now are just gonna be cardboard because I don't have any other materials, but the doors won't be too bad. I was gonna have just a split kind of, you know, salon style door there with little handles on it. And up here I think I showed in the model it's gonna be more at an angle each door. They're gonna overlap, so they'll fold out and form like a solid wall on both sides. That'll be kind of like a atrium or a door frame. My idea is, because there's so little usable space in there, to really almost double the usable space out here with the doors. So with the deck and the doors. These triangle pieces definitely help me keep the sides up. But anyway, I'm gonna put a little fold out table here. That's the idea. And then I may or may not, depending on how I feel, putting a side here that could fold up as a table here, or putting a side here that could be removable as a table, or could fold up, maybe just like a half one where you could have like a standing bench from like this height, maybe just maybe like that going across. Fold up, have like a little bar bench or something. Once this slides in, there you go. Putting the table here, that folds down here, and once this pulls out, any amount would flip up and then would protect this top part from any rain, because this does slide into the inside of the thing. So yeah, I was gonna put a table out there, and then here, I don't know, I was definitely gonna, now I'm just working on the little details. My idea, even from the get-go in here, I'll sit down in here if these things will fall on me, I hope not, is to put some sort of folding shelves that will fold, are kind of recessed in here, and then you could pull a string and they pop out. So I definitely put some up at that level with the slide out. I can do that with the slide outs too. This is space that I was gonna put like a more heavy duty shelf in, because it could hold that. Put it up there, have it fold out. Same thing here, shelves that could fold out here, maybe one or two. A couple over here. Here definitely I haven't figured out my desk setup. I'm debating putting like a panel in here that would be fully removable. You could just pop out the whole thing, and then when you pull this in any amount you want, you could put the panel on top of that. Since this is technically the like indoor outdoor thing, I wouldn't want to like put a computer directly on this, but you could put a panel, you could lock a panel in here to here and have a little desk. And then of course this chair, I've realized, even screwed all the way down, is a little bit tall. There are chairs that are slightly lower, including the chair inside that I like. So who knows, I might get a different chair. I'm probably gonna do something to this at some point, but point being, you do have to duck under this beam. But you know, you can sit in here pretty comfortably. It is pretty tight, like this beam is right over my shoulder. But with the doors open, it wouldn't be too bad. But you know, here, I kind of like the idea of having my shoulder out here in the wind. That's kind of the point of the door because there's not much space in here. But you know, I am gonna have a desk probably at this height up here, or I could put one here that folds down this way and then opens up that way. So that's an idea. I could put something here. This was gonna be, I was gonna put some shelves in here for some storage. There's gonna be storage under the floor as well. I might put a shelf or two up here or something. Maybe in here once the table's in. But this was gonna be kind of my main computer area. Actually, right at this height where this kind of reinforcing board is might be a good guide for, you know, because you don't want your posture to be terrible in here. So you want your monitor to be up a little bit. This, I was originally going to put it here. This I think is a little low, but this could be good for like a keyboard bench. If that's actually not a terrible idea. Actually, I could put something here as a bench that would fold up, lock in there, and that would be my keyboard bench. I could type, or draw or whatever. And then up here, about a foot, maybe a little less away, would be my monitor table. So, you know, that's an idea. Yeah, that's sort of where we're, oh, there it goes. See how it just kind of floppies. As soon as you move something, that thing falls. So, hence why I want to put the little rails in here so it's pushing against that. It won't fall over quite so much. But that's the idea. So, it's several hours later, and wow, I never thought I would ever get to this point. Prototype is pretty much done. That sucker. That was a huge fly. Okay. Well, anyways. Yeah, it's looking okay. It's all the design elements that I had in mind are there. Which I kind of, funny enough, I didn't really expect to happen. I did actually run out of cardboard. So the only things that I have not done is I didn't finish the back very well. I didn't put the table, I ran out of cardboard to put the flip-up table in the back, and to do the kind of the back surface here, down here where it's actually taller than this. It's supposed to actually sit up there so the table can fold down on top of it. I didn't get to that. And also so you can't push it all the way in like that. The other thing I ran out of cardboard to do, if you've noticed, this thing is just being held up with a little wire right now, is to cut the side pieces that go there, over, and up there. I ran out of the cardboard to do that, but, you know, what can you do? So this is exciting, and I've sort of run out of everything. So I ran out of hinges here, so I just used some old leather, which is great until I realized I also ran out of glue. So the glue has been sort of watered down and reconstituted a bit, and I also, yeah, I used the very last bit of my white glue combined with quite a bit of water to glue the paper in there. So it's a good thing I finished this now because I'm kind of running out of everything. The other thing I did is I worked a bit on the deck, this little deck section. So the exciting thing is I managed to cobble together the other part of the deck. Now, in real life, when I do this for real, it's gonna be hinged right there, like that, and it's gonna fold up like this. It's a little long, but it's gonna fold up like that all the way, and then both of them are gonna slide underneath. That was the idea, but right now, of course, it's just for mock-up purposes with scrap that I really didn't want to cut, because doing this with hand tools is great, but it makes cutting any wood a real chore. So this kind of lays out like that. So there you go. That's sort of what the deck is going to look like. It really significantly expands the space, which I absolutely love. This I can't stand on. It's not, you know, strong enough. But this I can stand on. Okay. So that's okay. And then once we go in here, so you can sit down in here. It's pretty sweet. It's not perfect, but it's so much better than I thought it would be, which was completely terrible. I thought there was no way this would work out. And then here, same idea as the old design on the actual bike trailer. Stick your feet in there and lie all the way back with a little bit of headroom. This is the back of this thing's the back of the table. And you can look up. And you are now seeing, cameras at eye level, you're now seeing what I'm seeing. So we have a little bit of space, a little headroom. I can actually move up a couple inches. There you go. Now my head's touching the inside of this thing. But yeah, it's not terrible. You can stretch out fully in here. You can sit up like this. You can't really sit, you can sit cross-legged in it with the door open because your knee kind of hangs over, or if you rotate your body like this, you can just about sit cross-legged normally. It's a little tight. You can shut the door, so that's the door now shut, with the other door that, so you know, it is tight, but you can do it. Or of course, if you leave the door open, that's no problem at all. You know, then you can stretch out as much as you want and just chill here like this. So that's pretty sweet too. I have had these lights for about 3 years and I've never done anything with them. And I'm gonna try to put them up right now. Well, I got the lights up. They don't look like much right now, but once it gets dark, it'll look good. I put the rug, the little 4-foot runner rug from my room in there. It's pretty dirty, but it looks okay. And I'm also gonna put up my poster, which I will show you once it's up. And I have 24 flameless tea lights to do something with. So yeah, I've got a lot more to do. I'm just gonna decorate this thing a bit and see how it goes. Inside. Does look better inside. Yeah, that's fine. It'll look better as it gets darker, but... Oh, I forgot to turn these lights on. So that doesn't look so hot right now. There we go. That's a little bit better. So it's just, you know, a little staging of this thing. Well, this is sort of what the bed's gonna look like. It's 1 pillow wide, which is exactly what it has to be. Get out of here. Alright, so as you can see, Pete already touched on the bottom, but I can lie down fully. Man, it's pretty cozy in here, but I like it. It's wide enough. I've got a couple, maybe 3-4 inches to play around with room-wise. I got space. It's 1'8" on the frame, 1'10" with the little cutouts here on the sides. See that? It's about 1'10". Man, I got the lights up. It's pretty sweet in here. I'm really surprised this worked out so well. Got my map up. I love this map. I got it from college. It's like an old world map of the world thing with all these pictures around it. Love this thing. I'm really glad that I kept it. And there's a breeze. It's a start. It's a prototype. It works out. It looks good. It's mostly cardboard, but it's not falling down on my head. I have enough space to spread out my feet. I have a sweet deck that right now has my shoes on it. And I could not be happier with this. This is incredible, and I thought it would work, and a year ago I thought it didn't work, and now it's working. So I am really over the moon with this, man. This is just fantastic. All right, night all.